Hello there, heroes. I'm the Orange Ranger, and welcome to another edition of Unmorphed. This is Power Morphicon Day 0. I was just thinking it's actually a little more legitimate to call this Power Morphicon Day 0 than it was to call MomoCon Day 0, because MomoCon didn't have any sort of events or anything. I was just showing up the day before. There are events for Power Morphicon today. I'm not attending them because I'm not really interested, but there is Power Morphicon Day 0 stuff going on. The meetup I mentioned with Austin St. John is actually called the Power Morphicon Day 0 meetup event. See that bed? Yeah, being a first-time flyer and my first time to California, I got to experience struggles with time zone differences, as by about 9 o'clock, I started getting really tired, because it was midnight in the east, and that's when I start getting tired. But I was struggling against it. I was trying to edit my Morphicon schedule video, and just wanting to stay up until a normal time here, and I ended up passing out at midnight. I have this thing, and I'm sure other people have this happen, where, I won't just get up and go to bed. So my brain actually rationalizes with itself, I'll just go lay on the bed for a few minutes, just kind of rest up. And I actually did it successfully once. That's the funny thing. I laid down for about 10 minutes and then managed to get myself up, and I felt a little better. But yeah, the next time I laid down and, it was funny. I woke up, I laid down, along the bottom of the bed here. And then I woke up about 10 minutes later and realized I had just fallen asleep hard. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to lay down and go to sleep. So that is what I did. I slept well, as I'm sure you can imagine. And I ended up getting up around 9, I think. I am about to take a shower here in a few minutes because I never actually took that shower last night. So I need to do that. When I was walking to dinner last night with Matt and Mike, I noticed that there's an IHOP, not even a block from here. I think I might walk down there and get some... Okay, so this is funny. Okay, I'm sorry. I was going to say that I'll walk down to IHOP and get some breakfast. And actually, I even posted on Twitter that I might walk down to IHOP and get some breakfast/lunch. It's not even 10 a.m. It would still be legitimately breakfast, as long as I get out of the room in a decent time, of course. So I'm thinking about doing that, and then today is arrival day for a lot of people attending Power Morphicon, and that means it's a chance to meet some folks. I'm gonna probably shower here, get cleaned up, and then walk over to IHOP and get some breakfast lunch. And then I don't know, I guess I'll be keeping my eyes on Twitter. There's people that I'm waiting to see arrive. I've already seen one person, Database Ranger, say that he was going to go down to Long Beach today and wanted to see if anybody wanted to come along. I'm thinking about doing that because I was wanting to meet him, and I was wanting to get to a beach or a pier at some point and experience the Pacific Ocean. So I'm going to do that. But actually, the very first thing I'm going to do before showering, before IHOP, is coffee. This is Cafe Bustelo Instant Espresso, because I figure if I'm gonna get instant coffee, I might as well get instant, oh my gosh, super caffeine coffee. I may just use the hotel coffee. So, coffee, shower, IHOP. After that, we'll see. I know this is gonna make me sound like every other tourist that visits California, especially the first time, but it is beautiful here. I mean, it's almost just about as warm as it is back home, but the humidity's a lot lower, probably because we're so close to the ocean. In fact, thinking about it, it does feel a lot like being back in Florida. The palm trees. I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but there would be moments at work leading up to this trip, anticipating it, where I would look up, at the sky, just glancing up or something, and I would see a sight much like that. A palm tree against just a clear blue sky. And it holds significance for me for some reason. I don't know if it was just that I was anticipating California or some deeper meaning. I am heading off to get some food for myself at IHOP. I've been wanting to go since I saw it, really, funny enough. And I'm going to do that, so off I go.
Okay, sounds good.
Country fried steak, scrambled eggs, pancakes, biscuits and gravy. Oh, and orange juice.
Which one did you order?
Oh, num 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 num. Whew. I can't believe I ate the whole thing. Whew, I packed that down. That was pretty tasty. I had a glass of orange juice because the waitress, when I sat down, was like, would you like orange juice, soda, or something? I was like, ooh, an orange juice sounds good. Orange juice was $4 freaking for a glass like that tall. As a matter of fact, and I don't want to complain about this too much because one, it's going to make me seem a little entitled, and two, it's going to make me seem like I didn't prepare for the trip. I can handle it, but it's a little more expensive than I was expecting. I mean, IHOP is a national chain where you can kind of compare prices. So I don't know if the taxes are higher or anything, but I'll go ahead and be upfront with you. That cost me about $33. And I know I got an extra thing, you know, and orange juice, but still, it's like, dang, 33 bucks. Yeah, that combo I got was $17. And then the orange juice, like I said, was actually almost $4.50. The biscuits and gravy was $5. And then a tip. I don't know. Probably go a little smaller wherever I eat next. I'm heading back to the hotel now. The Hilton. You can see it over there. Past my giant head. I'm heading over back to the hotel. I've got a thought permeating around up here in my brain head that I might, after an hour, for safety, go swimming. You saw a little bit that there's a nice pool down there and hot tubs and even a little dumpy bucket with the things of the dumpy bucket. Might be fun. Do you remember how I was talking about the idea of having to get used to how close Disney is to everything? There's my hotel. There is the entrance to Disneyland. Can you believe that? I say that like everyone would be stunned at that. Not everyone has had the same experiences, Sean. People who live here probably find Disneyland's layout very normal and find it strange and unusual that Walt Disney World is so far away from everything. What you gonna do, right? Yeah, this time I walked down the other side of the road and then crossed here, which was the better idea, because when I went there, I went down this side to the crosswalk and then had to come back. Only about half a block, but still, after eating all that food, I could use the exercise, huh? All right, we'll let you know what I decide to do.
What's up? We're finally leaving the hotel. And you know who I found? Who did I find?
Oh, they're heroes! I'm the orange bendy person, apparently.
I found your Orange Ranger videos.
That's me.
We're gonna go out and we're gonna go have some fun. And I think
I got a hype button.
Hype is all about the hype. That's the Thursday.
I am officially hyped.
This is a Thursday limited edition pin. You can get it on Friday though if I don't run into enough people on Thursday, because I made 50 of them and they're still like 40
But I mean,
left.
everybody's gonna want one, so I don't think it's gonna be a thing.
I will. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. So we're gonna go get booze, at least for me.
No, fit. Yes,
For me. Yeah. We're gonna get some booze and In-N-Out probably, because if I don't eat In-N-Out, eventually I'm gonna actually die.
I hear if you visit California and you don't have In-N-Out on your first visit, they like ban you from ever coming back.
It probably. So I have to go get that. Although I did talk to the nice lady at the bar. I did have a drink at the bar while waiting for people, and I talked about like going to like In-N-Out and stuff. She's like, yeah. I was like, but we have White Castle. I was like, we don't have In-N-Out, but we have White Castle, and in California apparently that's kind of cool if you have White Castle.
Okay.
So. Hurry up, people in the hotel cell.
More people, come down more. This is what I was saying when I said you can see the fireworks. You can see, this is my hotel window. I have the curtains parted just a little. And there you go. There's a pool down there. And right there, I've got you guys against the window now, so there's no glare. That's the fireworks. Pretty neat. I'm gonna just watch them for a minute. Bed! I can see how red I am in the camera. Maybe I'm not gonna mention that. We'll find out. I've probably failed again. Well, not entirely. Not entirely. So, I went out that door. P.S. Ow. Okay, I went out that door, and I went out into Anaheim. Who? With? Who? And then I was like, I went out. Who? Me. Sean, when you're editing this, and hopefully not as tired as you are right now, it is at your discretion whether you want people to know you're this goofy. Ranger Liz, she and I finally met. I say finally, but I mean, it's only my second day of being here, and she literally just got in today, so we finally met, and it was very nice. From the very start, it's like we've been old friends forever. When I went down to meet Ranger Liz in the lobby of this hotel, we had a few interesting moments in the lobby. We were waiting for other people to meet us, and these two guys passed by us, and one of them was pulling a cart of like boxes. And the one guy that wasn't pulling the cart stops and looks at us for a second and goes, "Well, hello there." He had an Australian accent, but I'm not going to try to do that, especially when I'm this tired. And we were like, "Oh, hi, good to see you." And he was like, "I'm going to take a guess here. Ranger Liz, Orange Ranger." And I was like, in my mind, I was like, first of all, I think that is the first time I have ever been recognized as the Orange Ranger by somebody that I didn't already know. So that's pretty cool. Second of all, we were like, "Yeah, hey, hello." And he was like, "Hey," and he walked off. I mean, you know, he was walking with the guy with the boxes. Again, they might have been busy. We're not sure who they were. They didn't stop and talk to us or anything. Just pointed out who each of us was and then went on their way. It was very interesting. We had some adventures around Anaheim, trying to track down In-N-Out, which we did, and a couple of other things. I had In-N-Out, by the way, as you saw. I don't know if I mentioned it in the video. My verdict is, it was okay. You know, I will say for the price, they could charge a lot more considering how popular they are and the reputation they have, but it was a very reasonable price. IHOP, I mentioned earlier, was friggin' expensive, so reasonably priced food here was good to see. And it was pretty good. It wasn't bad, you know. I would eat there again. I would eat there on a semi-regular basis if I lived in the area. You know, some people consider it blasphemous to say that In-N-Out is anything other than amazing. I think Five Guys is better. Five Guys is also more expensive, so make of that what you will. It got a little interesting after that. We came back here to the hotel, and we were both basically going to call it a night because we were both jet lagged. She's from the Central Time Zone. I'm from the Eastern Time Zone. So we're both already kind of feeling the jet lag at like 8, 9 o'clock. I realized when I got back to my room that I left something I had bought at a store with her because she was carrying it in her backpack. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to keep you up or anything. I'll just run up to your room, you know, you can give it to me and I'll head back down. I got to her room and she told me that some other people in our Ranger family fandom were downstairs and wanting to at least see her for a couple minutes. And I was like, okay, well, I want to meet people from the fandom too. I can do that too. So I came back up to my room, got redressed for seeing people, and went down and talked to them for a couple minutes. And then some fans recognized her. They didn't have a clue who I was. The one guy, which is not a problem with me, by the way, just, you know, it was funny because they were like, oh my gosh, Ranger Liz, you're amazing and everything. And like this one guy was vlogging like I am right now, you know, and he was like, I'm here with my friend da-da-da, you know, and he turned the camera to me and he goes, a friend. And then, but look, it's Ranger Liz. I was happy for her, but it was funny. I am a friend. We went down that second time to meet those people that Ranger Liz wanted to meet, and I wanted to meet too. I realized there's some of the names you see in the Ranger fandom on like social media and stuff. I walked up to Liz because I had to come up to my room here and kind of change back into going outside to meet people clothing. And, you know, so she introduced me and I started shaking hands around the circle. And 2 or 3 of them were like, oh yeah, Orange Ranger. And I'm like, people know who I am. There's Ranger fans and people know me. It's cool. It is a really good feeling to be recognized and to be recognized for your work. People who know I'm the Orange Ranger have either seen me on Twitter, but really have probably seen my videos. And that's just awesome. Oh, speaking of which, when I was at MomoCon and blogging, I mentioned that I saw a cosplayer that I had met at some conventions and become friends with. Saw him again today, randomly walking back into the Hilton. He's here too, obviously, because he's a big Power Rangers fan. So, that was cool. And as you can tell, I'm pretty tired. I may have also had something relatively light to drink. It's like that's not affecting me that strongly, but it's already playing into the fact that I'm tired. So I'm like, that door again, ow. You may notice on my shirt, although you can't see it really well. Let's do an extreme close-up. Extreme close-up! Not on me, stupid, on the button. Hashtag hype. That is the Ranger Liz button. I may have been the first person to receive it. I don't know if she gave it to anybody else, but she gave me one. I think she said I was the first person to get it. Woo! She actually made up a set of buttons for each day of her trip. So, one today, one Friday, one Saturday, one Sunday. Now I'm back in the room. And it's funny, I don't have a video to try to stay awake to work on because I got that thing I did. The PMC panel schedule video. I got that posted. It is getting good reactions. I'm happy about that. Tomorrow is the first official day of the Power Morphicon convention. As I said earlier, there were some events today. they befell their own little lamentations and little troubles that I won't go into. But they had their events and they pushed through, so good for them. But Friday, tomorrow is Friday, is the first day of Power Morphicon. I need to be at the Anaheim Convention Center, which is no more than a 5-minute walk from here, hence this being the official convention hotel. I need to be there at noon tomorrow, maybe even a little earlier, because noon is when they open up badge pickup for Power Morphicon, and, you know, people are probably going to be lining up earlier. I'm not one of those where I'm going to be like, you know, cool, the registration opens at 12, so I'm going to be there at 9 a.m. No, I'm not. I'm going to be there at like 11:30. That's what I'm doing. I know it kind of seems like I'm not keeping my promise to keep these vlogs, 1, shorter, and 2, focused on what I'm doing rather than just talking to you, but I again plead that it's kind of circumstantial. The angle changed slightly because this hand was getting tired of holding this selfie stick, and this body, head, and face is also tired. I know that might shock you and you can't tell, but it's true. I feel like I'm gonna be editing this. I'm not being nearly as tired. I'm gonna be like, oh god, I can't believe I actually was like, that's the outro. Ow, hit my arm when I did that. It's time to go. I don't know if I'm gonna go to bed. I'll probably be up a little longer online. I'm gonna take a shower, and probably look at some planning for tomorrow, even though I've already planned out my panel schedule because I made a video about it. I decided to go to the really high overhead shot to wrap up this video on the internet webs, the YouTubes. Thank you so much for watching the Unmorphed vlog of Power Morphicon Day 0. As I said, tomorrow is Day 1, and I'm really looking forward to it. And until tomorrow, may the Power Owl protect you.